Hi everyone, I just wanted to add this quick little intro before my intro to let you guys know that this video is probably not kid friendly depending on their age or what you like them to hear. I actually talk about, a touchy subject matter. You may want to watch it alone before you let the kids watch. Yes, I was crying, but not because I'm sad right now. Well, I was a little bit sad. I'm going to explain to you in a minute. Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. It is a Saturday afternoon, and I am going to do a blast from the past video. What this series is I go back and I try to find an old video, and I actually watch it because I don't remember what my videos are. Then I tell you about it, and I ask you to go watch it. Or I let you know that it's there if you feel like watching it. Probably many of you already watched this one. It is in my Watch Darlene Cry playlist. I know people like to see me cry, so I thought I'd spit this one out there again. But I actually have an interesting, or maybe not so interesting, backstory to this video. First of all, what I'm trying to do now is, since I have so many videos and I've been doing YouTube for a while, I'm going to try to find videos that are maybe like a year old or older. So this was actually recorded, I believe it said August 2, 2015, so a little over a year ago. I remember that day and the days following like it was yesterday. So here's what happened. I had to go return some school clothes in Biddeford that I had purchased for Skylar. She had stayed with me for 5 weeks and she was already gone, so I was just doing the trip back to Biddeford, which is a little drive, like 25 minutes, and I was out and about doing that. Well, when I drive in the car and if I have music on or just start thinking, I can cry. And this almost entire video is me crying. I mean, I was just a mess. So here is what happened. I can actually talk about it now. I don't know if it will sound crazy, but this is why I was so depressed and sad that day. The night before, I was looking on my iPad and I happened to come across on YouTube a song by Badfinger. Liked the music, never really knew anything about Badfinger, didn't know what the band members' names were, what they looked like or anything. So I started watching one of them, and I just was like, it just brings back memories from music from that time, and the look, the way they were dressed and the hair. And one of them, Tom Evans with dark hair, reminded me of Andy, like when I met Andy, because Andy had some long hair and was thin and small like him. Well, not that he's small, but he's not a big guy. It just reminded me of Andy. So then I just started listening to some more of their songs, and then I saw some documentaries, and I started watching that. I love documentaries, especially about bands and things like that. And I invested quite a bit of time looking at all kinds of videos and, listening to their songs. And so then I started watching this documentary that was in quite a few parts. So it was like, one video and then you stop, another video. So in between I would do some other things. Then I get to the part where I find out that two of the band members, first, Pete Ham, in 1975, I think he was like 24 years old, in his 20s, they got screwed royally by their business manager or whatever. And I know his name, but, you can certainly go look it up. And they just, they knew that they had lost pretty much everything. This guy was just screwing them over, and Pete Ham was just so depressed about it, and he hung himself while his girlfriend was like 7 months pregnant. That made me so sad that this guy, that I had like fallen in love with him just like hours before, and I was just mesmerized by this band and hooked like a teeny bopper. And now all of a sudden I find out he died, and not only died, but he killed himself, which destroyed the band members. I mean, one of them, Tom Evans, they were so close. They wrote most of the songs together. He was absolutely destroyed. They had just gone out that night because Pete he was depressed and he wanted to go out, so they went to a bar, they drank, and Tom dropped Pete off that night about 3 a.m., goes home, and the next morning gets a call from Pete's girlfriend that Pete was hanging in the garage. It made me so incredibly sad. So I keep watching, and Tom Evan is, I don't know if it's Evan or Evans. Anyway, Tom, he, you know, he was like my favorite because he just reminded me of Andy. And, you know, I kept watching and watching and watching only to find out that he never really could recover from the loss of his friend, so he hung himself too. He did it in his backyard in a tree, and his young son is the one who found him. Came into his mother's room and said, "There's a man hanging in our tree and it looks like Daddy." And that woman talked about that on one of the documentaries, and I can't understand. I just can't understand how people survive things like this. I just can't. So I was so sick as though my own family had been murdered or something, that I remember calling Derek when I got up. I was so upset, and he's like, "Mom, you know, this happened like 40 years ago." And I just could not stop crying. I called Andy, and Andy's like, "What is the matter with you?" You know, I was telling my mother about it. I mean, I just could not stop. So that day, that's the day that you're going to watch that video, that I took off and I went to the store, and I was just so incredibly sad and hurt. Not only that day, but that pain lasted for like a month. And every night I was obsessed with watching them, watched their videos over and over again, watched the documentaries over and over again, and just bawled the whole time. It was like a month of crying. I didn't think I'd ever recover from that, but I did. And then I was actually able to, you know, watch every now and then just to listen to the music. I don't cry anymore. I was just crying a little bit now because I was watching myself cry. So it made me cry a little bit. But anyway, so that's what that whole day was about. And at the time, I couldn't say the words because I would have completely lost it. I don't know. Do any of you do things like that? I mean, you know, something that happened 40 years ago, and people I don't know, and I took it to that extent. I don't know. That I have other stories like that. So, you know, if you're ever interested, I have another one about a YouTuber that I would like to talk about. What's that noise? Oh, it's the timer letting me know that I have to go change laundry loads. Hang on a minute. Wasn't done spin drying yet. You know, if you're interested, go on YouTube and just look up Badfinger. There's a lot of documentaries. I'll actually link some down below. I mean, they were just very, very, to me, my kind of music, very talented. And, you know, I think they're all gorgeous just because it was from my day, especially Tom and Joey. Joey's kind of cute. He was kind of cute. And he's the only one still alive. The drummer, Mike, died, but, you know, older. And Joey was alive, and his wife recently died. So he still plays under the name of Badfinger. So there's a lot of history about that band, and I will link down below to this video. I will also put an annotation somewhere here, and I'll also have the little thing called a card that comes out for people on devices who can't use annotations. Try to do all that for you guys. Do you want any stats on that video? I could also do that when I do a blast from the past. Tag along with me to Biddeford for a day filled with tears. It was indeed uploaded on August 2 of 2015. It is 19 minutes and 47 seconds long. You do not have to watch that whole thing. It has only earned a total of $7.20 in the whole year. 49 comments. I haven't looked at the comments in a long time. 5 shares. People shared me crying. You know what I never ask of you guys is to share videos. I think that's probably the best promotion a YouTuber can get. Likes and comments and all that stuff's okay. But a lot of you ask, how can I help? Share my videos. Put them on Facebook. Put them on other social media that I know nothing about. I would absolutely appreciate that. That would be totally awesome. So if you feel like doing that, I'm not gonna complain. I'd be happies, not cry. That video had 63 likes and only 1 dislike. That was not bad. And I don't know what else to tell you about it. You can go watch it a little bit, and like I said, I'll have some links down below also about Badfinger. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!